Hello everyone, today we will cover the technology trends in 2021. So cybersecurity, it is the application of the different technology, software or processes that helps you control your systems, networks, hardware, devices and data from the cyber attacks. So basically it aims to reduce the cyber attacks, right? You're protecting your system from any unauthorized users or any unauthorized exploitation of your systems through the network or the technologies. So there can be various types of the cyber attacks which are affecting the thousands of people today. So one of the threat is malware, which helps to basically malware is to describe some malicious software or some spyware kind of virus, right? Just like you click a suspicious email or email link or install a risky application, right? So malware can obtain some sensitive information, right, through the system, or it can even block the access to your business components. Then another threat is phishing. Phishing is like sending some malicious communication, right, through some sources, and they may use the same names, logos, right? So once that fishy link is clicked, right, cyber security criminals, they will have access to your sensitive data like credit card, social security, or any other information. So they will have access to this. Then man in the middle attack, it generally occurs when the criminals, they actually interrupt the traffic through between a two-party transaction, right? So the criminals, they can basically insert themselves between a public Wi-Fi and an individual device, right? So it's always recommended you have a protected Wi-Fi connection. You always set a password. So your cyber criminals can sometimes view your information without ever being caught. So it's better to protect your Wi-Fi security. Then you have zero-day attack or zero-day exploit. They are actually becoming more and more common these days. So these attacks occurs whenever a network vulnerability announcement or it can occur between a patch solution as well, right? So the companies, they will actually they find a problem that within the network safety, right? So criminals can take this opportunity at that particular time when they're doing some kind of a patch or upgrade, right? So they enter and attack the company data, and they come up. So the companies need to come up with a security patch for this, right? Then similarly, there are other kind of threats which can be there, like ransomware or denial of service attack. SQL injection can be through some kind of a script or some execution by which they enter to the code, or they have a domain. They make a DNS attack, right? Through any sources, they can be some kind of a custom logic or any other. So you need to protect your system. Then spear phishing can be there. So cybersecurity basically aims to basically reduce that attack or reduce that risk of your cyber attacks, and helps you protect your systems, network and secure technologies. So it's a highly trending technology today, and there's a wide scope of growth in taking up as a career in cybersecurity. So next is the IoT. IoT refers to the Internet of Things, so wherein it describes the network of the physical objects, right? They are embedded. They use the embedded systems like processors, sensors, or some communication hardware, basically to collect the data, collect, send, and they act on that particular data. They basically acquire from the environment. So as you see in the diagram, so the devices are used to collect the data, and then they collate and transfer the data. Uh, they share the sensor data that they collect by connecting through an IoT gateway, or they have an edge device, right, where the data is either sent to the cloud to be analyzed, or they can be analyzed locally. Right, so if you see here, there are some backend systems, or they have some analytics application, or some ERP system they're using. So this is a user interface system which is being used. So these devices, they communicate with other related devices and they act upon the information basically they get from one another, right? So they do this without the human intervention. So that's the one key point. So the IoT actually makes uses of your artificial intelligence and machine learning to basically make the data collecting process easier and more dynamic in nature. So you can say there are different devices like smart mobile, smart door lock, smart bicycle, right? You have fitness trackers. So basically the companies, it helps the companies to automate the processes and to reduce the labor cost, right? It's one of the important technology which is trending in the trending today, right? So it benefits the organization in a number of ways, wherein it helps to make some better decisions or to generate the revenue for the organizations. So though there are some cons of it as well, like you can say you have number of devices which are increasing, right? So the more information is shared between the devices and it gives the hacker potential to steal some confidential information, right? So you need to protect your system in a way. So if there is a bug in a system, right, so every time you connect a devices can become corrupted. But yeah, there are advantages. On the other side, as already mentioned, uh, it gives an improved communication between your systems, right? You can transfer the data packets and automate your processes. So it's a highly important technology which is trending today, and there is a great scope in the market. So blockchain, often referred as distributed ledger technology, so which makes the digital asset so that it's unaltered and it's transparent through the use of decentralization and cryptographic hashing algorithm. So basically, it's a system of recording the information that makes difficult for the hackers to steal or cheat the system. But blockchain does not store the information in any central location, right? Instead, it's copied and spread across the network of computers. So make sure it's not copied, but it's spread across. So whenever new block is added, every time the computer on the network will update the blockchain to reflect that change. So similarly, you see in the diagram wherein the user requests a transaction, right? So and then a block is created. So block is nothing but it contains the data 32-bit whole number which is called nonce, and that is randomly generated whenever a block is created, which actually generates a block header hash, and it also contains a hash which is a 256-bit number. So basically whenever that block of the first block of the chain is created, a nonce actually generates the cryptographic hash, right? So data in the block is considered signed, and then the block is broadcasted to all the nodes of the network. So once all the nodes validates that block, the block is added to the chain and the transaction will get verified and executed. So Bitcoin is one of the common famous example of it. It's a commonly used cryptocurrency, right? So one of the important concept in blockchain is decentralization, right? So um, make sure you remember that it's based upon the decentralization. And the second thing is it does not create a copy, but it's spread across the network of the computers. So virtual reality, it is the use of computer technology to create a simulated environment wherein the person basically interacts with an artificial 3D environment using some electronic devices. So you're using 3D glasses, right, to give you an immersive feeling as being a part of the movie with the on-spot presence. So basically, how does virtual reality work? Basically, it can be a 3D immersive experience, right, wherein the computer actually generates the graphics which helps to create those things as close as reality, as possible. So that's why you feel they are pretty close to you, and they give you the 3D experience. So it can be used in different sectors of the society, as in it can be used in education, mental health, sports, right? Or the weather, you can do some weather forecasting, and then also in games is quite common, right? So you have 3D games. Then it is a great use in the medical sector, in the surgeries, right? In medical training as well. So this is widely prominent technology used in the 2021. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to my channel to watch more videos on technology trends in 2021. Thanks.